Contrary to what we assume, we naturally kind of assume that being mad at someone and not forgiving them and being resentful is our way to show the person that their actions are wrong, but we don't actually notice that uh, being resentful and not forgiving is only a problem for us. It's only a problem to you if you are resentful. You are the one who suffers because you're not forgiving that person. You're carrying the burden of not forgiveness, of really negative emotions. Just notice that there is you who forgives, and then there is you who doesn't forgive. Notice that notice the difference. Like the situation doesn't change for them. Like they don't realize that they hurt you or whatever. The only situation changes in you and how you perceive the situation. And when you forgive, you are freeing yourself from the negative emotions, and you are seeing how they and why they acted in that way. Of course, it's easy to say, oh, just forgive that person, but it's very hard in reality, usually, when they do something that you don't like and they hurt you in any shape or form. And forgiveness is kind of really accepting reality and accepting how reality is, instead of trying to put your projections on how the reality should be. Like that person should do something or that person shouldn't do something. Like, for an example, someone steals from you. You immediately jump in and say, your mind jumps in and says, that person shouldn't do that. Well, that person did do that, and that's reality. And why you don't forgive is because you are not able to accept reality and parts of reality, or in other words, other people and their actions. In other words, forgiveness is, in its pure sense, acceptance of reality. And notice, why does this resistance even come? Like, why can that person steal? Why can't someone kill, or why can't someone be rude to you or whatever? Why is that wrong, really? Of course, it's it's a theme of probably every video I make. It's because you're guided by survival. You don't want them to act in that way because they are threatening your survival, or at least you think they are threatening your survival. Like, if someone steals from you, like, you will survive still, but you can feel incredible anger, really. Like, they can't do that, because you unconsciously are you're deeply rooted these rules, how people should act and how they can't act, and what is right and what is wrong. You're taught by the society, by church and religion. So it's very hard to freely look at the situation. It's very hard to see that the person who steals or kills or whatever is coming from a bad spot, and that them stealing from you is actually a sad situation for them, not for you. Because, like, if they steal from you, nothing will happen to you. But if someone has to steal from you and stuff like that, then that says a lot about their situation, and um, really the quality of life they are living. And forgiveness, really, the solution to forgiveness is to notice yourself in the other person and to notice that you are the other person. Maybe don't take it in a spiritual, oh, we're all one, not like that. um, what makes you different from that person? Like, how come you act in your right way and you are the good person and someone else is a bad person? Like, notice that how you are shaped is completely by the parents that um, gave birth to you, that raised you, and the society which raised you as well. Like, what you call your personality, like, I'm a good person. You are a good person by your standards because the society raised you to be in that way. And when you call someone else a bad person, they are just a bad person because they don't fit your definition of a good person. And you don't like them because they are threatening your standards. But ultimately, objectively, there is no really a bad person. There are people who are different than you, who are guided. You are also guided by survival. They're not that much different than you. The only difference is that they were raised in different ways and in different circumstances, and that's why you are not able to see that they are a good person like you, but they just had different circumstances and that's why they're different. Why does someone have, for an example, bad intentions? And are they there even bad intentions? What is a bad person really? Notice that every person is born purely good with good intentions, and why then there are bad people? Of course, people are, by their growing up, they take on self-defensive mechanisms that for survival, so that you call evil. Like, if someone is against the other person and steals or kills or whatever, notice that is their survival mechanism kicking in, and that can be subconscious or consciously. But ultimately, there is no bad intention. Like, when someone hurts you or steals from you, that's not a bad intention. There is no one evil. Evil is purely imaginary. Every person has good intentions, but what you call an evil person and evil intentions is only the person who is coming against your survival. But there is ultimately nothing, objectively nothing bad about a person, and there are no bad people. So for an example, if someone hurts you or does something to you that you don't like, you just, for you to forgive them, you just need to notice that they are in that way because the reality made them that way. They're growing up or whatever. And you might say, oh, well, yeah, the circumstances are a big factor, but why don't they consciously just choose to be better? Well, when you notice that there is no person at all that can consciously choose to be better, then that's that doesn't make any sense. Like, do you not notice that your thought that said, why don't they choose to consciously be better, that is part of your programming and how you were born? You wouldn't think that if you were raised by someone else, if you were in a different society, and if you were like, things could go in million other ways. You wouldn't be saying, oh, why isn't he good like that? Even what you think you consciously choose, like your freedom of thought, that also is completely guided by the external reality and how you were raised and stuff like that. But the problem is that you're completely unaware of the things that really go into your actions and other people's actions. How much of it is dictated by the cards we're dealt with. And of course, when you're hurt, you don't look for their intentions. You don't try to see are they where are they coming from, because if you did, you would notice that there is no bad person, but you're just on feeling for yourself. You're being hurt. Like, you don't think about someone else when you're being hurt. And that's really where the problem comes, because you don't think about anything. You're just feeling hurt and that's all. But awareness can free you. Noticing that there is no bad, that bad is only your construct, that is what frees you. Because when you realize that, you can't even forgive someone because there is nothing to forgive, really. There is no bad action, there is no evil person, and there is nothing to forgive. But that's easier said than done. Most people don't even realize that. They can't even comprehend that evil is only a construct in their mind, and that the evil is only a mechanism for their survival. But when you do realize that, and when you can see that in reality, when that's not just a philosophy to you, then you are free. You're free from evil. Then evil really doesn't exist. So you could say that resentment, being mad at someone, is a delusion, really. It's not coming from reality, it's coming from your mind's games. And you don't really want your mind to dictate your reality, because your mind is trying to make you just survive, and you can't see reality clearly when your mind is leading. And your mind is, like I said, dictated by your circumstances, by who raised you, what society you live in, and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, forgiveness is freedom. When you're able to forgive, or to see that the person, that there is nothing bad with the person or a person's actions, then you are really free. Until then, you will always be um, playing this game of good and evil and bad, and that person is wrong. You will always be in war with someone, because you think that there is someone against you, and that there is someone who is evil and stuff like that. And that's really the problem with religion. But yeah, that's a topic for another video. um I hope you enjoyed it. This video. If you did, be sure to smash that like button, and comment down below if you have any thoughts about this. And subscribe so you don't miss other videos that I'll be posting out in the future. And then I'll see you in the next one. Bye.